Trying something a little new today. I thought I could try to optimize for natural lighting. Maybe I can pop in some bookshelves, coffee table books, plants, candles, and maybe build from there. So let me know what you think. Today's video is going to be all about everything I picked up during the random 20% off Sephora sale. This random Sephora sale happened to coincide with me running out of nearly all of my staple hair products. So I ended up spending more money than I intended to spend, but it's good because I was gonna have to purchase those products anyways. Let's get started with the lipstick I'm wearing. I picked up the Simihaze Velvet Blur Matte Lipstick Balm in the shade Roseberry. And when I opened it, this is the first thing that happened. Yeah, fell right out of the packaging. So you can see that there's glue in there and it just came unglued, which is a shame because I'm wearing it today and I think that the color is just such a beautiful deep pinky red. It's something I've been looking for a while in my collection. But this packaging, I know that it was bulky. I knew it was going to be bulky when I looked at the pictures, but it's bulkier than I had imagined it being. And I thought that might be cool. It might be something interesting and fun to try, but instead I just realized this is not gonna fit in my very small purses. And it broke and it's $36. So it just feels really cheap. I don't know, looking at my lips, I don't think there's any blurring going on. It just feels like a creamy matte lipstick. So I was expecting something more like the Glossier Generation G that kind of had that blotted, blurred effect. And as you'll see in the application footage here, I tried applying a very, very light layer first so you could maybe get a blurred effect. But in really dabbing this lipstick and kind of blotting it on the lips, it's really, really drying that way. You have to really build this up in order to get any of that creaminess or the balm quality that they're talking about. So I really hated the texture of the lipstick when it was just a light layer. Built up to full pigment, which you can get a lot of. I do think it's a lot more comfortable. So if you're interested in this, go into it knowing that in order to get that creamy, balmy feeling, you have to get the full pigment. And at first, it was just too much pigment for me. I felt like because of this rounded tip, it was so much more difficult to control. But I've actually been wearing this lipstick for about 2 hours now. I touched up once and I think it's so much more comfortable than when I tried it the first time and only applied a light layer. I honestly would consider keeping this because I do think the color is beautiful and it is really long lasting. So if it came with something like a little cap I could put over this, I wouldn't be that bummed. But the fact that I can't even twist it up, it falls out of the packaging and I would have to carry this around, I think I'm gonna return it because for $36, I was definitely expecting something better. But at the same time, I can't deny how pretty this is. I can't deny that if you really build it up, it is a lot more comfortable. I just think that at this point in the makeup industry, we have so many different kind of creamy matte lipsticks that are really comfortable already. The next lip product I purchased was inspired by Rainier Kramer, who has a YouTube channel here. My friend Dev also bought it. My friend Nick also bought it. And I was like, okay, I have to pick this up. It's the Armani Armani Lip Power Long Lasting Satin Lipstick. This is $39 and it's in the shade 504, which is called Flirt. First of all, I love this applicator. It has a teardrop shape, which is perfect for getting my sharp Cupid's bow, but it's big enough that it can get my bottom lip. So I think it's a really beautiful design. It's totally fragrance free. I don't smell anything at all, not even like a lipstick smell. So that is perfect. Sometimes luxury brands like Armani tend to really pump their products full of fragrance, especially floral fragrance. So generally I have to stay away from brands like Armani and Gucci, but I'm so excited that this doesn't have fragrance because this formula is phenomenal and now I'm like fiending to check out other shades. Flirt is described, I believe, as a deep mauve, but on me, it's so much more of like a brown purple. And as you can see here, there's a little bit of a shine to the formula, but it is a satin lipstick. I find it to be really comfortable. It's long lasting. It's pretty much exactly what I was expecting and more. It's beautiful. It's my new favorite, definitely gonna be in my 2022 makeup favorites video. Almost any time there's a Sephora sale, I pick up the Tatcha Overnight Indigo Serum and Cream Treatment. This is my #1 skincare product. It will be my #1 skincare product in my 2022 skincare favorites video. This completely gets rid of John's eczema when he has a flare up. It takes about 2 days. And for me, it completely gets rid of any reactivity or sensitization that I'm feeling if I'm reacting to a product or I have a compromised barrier. It is deeply, deeply hydrating and soothing. I can't think of a better product to recommend to people who have dehydrated or sensitive skin. This is my miracle product, and I like to keep one here and one at John's parents' house in Berkeley since we go back and forth for doctor's appointments every few weeks. I hate having to constantly repack my skincare routine up, so I started purchasing some backups over time. I just cannot live without this, and Tatcha and Sephora do have a little travel size of this for $22, but heads up, it is small. It almost feels like a sample size, it's so small. This is $88, and honestly, I would pay twice as much money for this because of the incredible results that this gives me. So I've already filmed my 2022 body, hair, and fragrance favorites, and I have 3 texturizing sprays in that video. And after thinking about it, I really just kept coming back to how damn good the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray was. This is kind of my special occasion texturizing spray. If I'm going out to an event, or I just really want to look my best and feel my best. So I picked up the regular size for $49 and the travel size for $24 because we're going to be going to Miami for my birthday in February. So I wanted to make sure that I had this and this one as well. Also, ahead of my February birthday trip, since I wanted to use the 20% off code, I purchased the Moroccan Oil Luminous Hairspray with the Stronghold finish and the Dark Tones Dry Shampoo, just so that I could have some travel size hair products with me, and these are 2 of my favorites. You will definitely see the dry shampoo in my 2022 favorites video. And I totally ran out of dry shampoo just in time for my order to come, so I got a full size of the Moroccan Oil Dark Tones Dry Shampoo as well. Although I have both the light and the dark tones, and they look exactly the same on my hair. Maybe that's because I have a really like mousy kind of hair color right now that's more of an in-between shade, but honestly, I really didn't see a difference between the 2. And the full size is $26 and the travel size is $12, which I think are really good prices. This really does a great job of cleaning my hair without making it feel greasy or heavy or gritty or anything like that. I think it's my favorite aerosol dry shampoo, and I really love the way that Moroccan Oil products smell. Speaking of great smells, I purchased 6 of the Nest holiday candles in their limited edition super tiny ornament size. It's really cute. It comes in this packaging with a little tassel so you can hang it on your tree. I purchased 6 of them, 1 for me and 5 for friends and family that are coming for Christmas. And I just had to pick one up for myself because I knew that this scent was gonna be great for me. It's pomegranate, orange, clove, pine, and cinnamon. So you basically get the entire holiday winter experience in one scent. And this is my favorite kind of a scent. Anything that combines those comforting, warm, spicy notes. A little bit of that fruitiness is also really, really nice to give it a subtle zest. And then the pine just balances it out with a beautiful crisp freshness that I love. I pulled this out of my Sephora order yesterday and I said, John, what do you think about this? And he said, love it, one of my favorite candles I've ever smelled. So we both love this. I'm definitely gonna be getting a couple larger sizes because this is like my ideal scent. It does very much remind me of Sweetwater Decor's Warm and Cozy, which is basically the same thing. I think it's like balsam, fir, pine, orange, cinnamon, you get the idea. It's like the same thing. And Warm and Cozy is an Amazon brand, and I think their candles are a little bit less expensive than Nest's, although I'm not sure of the price comparison and the price per ounce off the top of my head, so check that out, but you can get them on Amazon. This just has more fruity notes in it. Like I really get the orange and pomegranate, whereas in Warm and Cozy, I get more pine and I get a little bit more spices, so I think it depends on what you're going for. Continuing the theme of great scents, I had to pick up a travel size of Ellis Brooklyn's Sunfruit perfume. This will be featured in my 2022 body, hair, and fragrance favorites, and it beats out Salt and Myth for me. I was disappointed in this at first because I was expecting it to be this like juicy, sexy fruit bomb, judging by the name. Something like DS and Durga Debaser. That's the one I always compare it to because DS and Durga Debaser is also a fig prominent perfume, and this is also fig prominent, but they smell completely different. This combines fig with coconut, a little bit of musk, quite a lot of floral notes, and some pear. I'm totally making that up by memory. Let's see if I was actually right. I was just missing a couple notes. So the top notes are fig, bergamot, plum, and pear. Mid notes are jasmine, cyclamen, orris, and orange blossom. Dry notes of amber, vanilla, musk, and coconut. What I like about this is it's fruity, but it has so much more going for it, so it can totally be year-round appropriate. There's a tart quality to this that really makes my mouth water in the best way possible. I think it's a really special fragrance from Ellis Brooklyn. And this is $32, or you can get the full size for $105. The eyeshadow I'm wearing today was also in my Sephora haul, and it's another Kaja trio. I just can't stop. This is in the shade Spiked Ginger. I'll include some swatches here so you can see what it looks like. They're just really, really beautiful, warm tones. The top matte shade is very, very light. The middle shade is a beautiful metallic that's kind of a rosy copper. And then the bottom matte shade is a slightly peachy dark brown. For me, it's the kind of eyeshadow that I love to pair with red lips. Just a little bit of warmth makes me feel like there's something popping my eye color a little bit without being too overbearing. And I just feel like the formula of the Kaja shadows is unbeatable. I mean, $26 for 3 shades is awesome. Some of them are all matte, some of them are all shimmers and glitters, some of them are a combination, so there's really something for everyone. You will definitely be seeing these in my 2022 makeup favorites. I picked up another Kaja trio, and this one is in Mauve Bouquet. Some people say mauve, some people say mauve. It's an accent thing, so I don't really know where I stand. I haven't applied Mauve Bouquet yet on my eyes, but I'll insert some footage here. The bottom matte shade is a dark mauve. The middle shade is almost like a sheer pink metallic. And then the top is an ultra soft, ultra flaky champagne topper. This topper is so much softer and so much more flaky foiled than any of the other Kaja trios I have. I'm curious to see how it looks on the eyes once it's blended out, but judging from my hand right there, it does look to be a pretty wet look topper, which I just love the appearance of. Okay, brief interlude. I just filmed the clip of me applying Kaja's Mauve Bouquet, and this is the first trio from them that I really didn't like. The matte shade was a lot more sheer than their matte shades usually are, especially in the darker colors. So I felt like it was going on a little bit patchy. It felt like it was hard to build up on itself. It just didn't apply or perform like the other mattes in the Kaja trios. The kind of sheer pinky metallic shade, that was on par with the rest of the trios and the formulas and the way they usually perform. So that wasn't so bad. But then the glitter topper is a totally different formula than I've tried in any of their other trios. And at this point, I probably own 8. This one is like a super creamy feeling foiled topper. It almost looks like little pieces of like silver leaf. It's so chunky. I only did one tiny little tap into the pan, and I got so much fallout on my eyes when I pressed it on top of my lids. And I didn't like the way it looked because it was kind of just like sitting there on top of my lids. So then when I started blending the topper in, those foils kind of melted into my lids. And the result is actually not a very textured look when those foil pigments kind of melt. Even though it's so chunky and textured in the pan, when you actually blend them onto your lids, it just kind of looks like any other metallic shadow. Whereas their other glitter toppers are like super impactful and give you this beautiful, almost wet look shine. So I believe I'm gonna be returning this one to Sephora, or I'm gonna try to find someone on my Instagram who's willing to buy it off me, so I know that this can be going to a good home. And the last product I got in my Sephora order was the First Aid Beauty KP Bump Eraser Body Scrub. I purchased this because I ran out of my Necessaire body exfoliator, and I've gone through so many tubes of that over the course of several years. I haven't used any other body scrub, but the Necessaire cap, you have to unscrew it to get the exfoliator out, and I find that it gets really, really messy in the cap, and I just wasn't really enjoying that experience anymore. So I wanted to buy a product that had, oh, fuck, I broke it. Okay, well, there we go. Anyways, I wanted to buy a product with a flip cap so it would be less messy. With the Necessaire exfoliant, you have to unscrew the cap, and then it comes out like really liquidy. So you have to put the cap down, but then you're like trying not to spill out too much product, and then you're like putting it on your body, and then you have to put the cap back on and like flip it over before it all spills out. So I just really don't like the actual application process of the Necessaire, but as a formula, nothing beats the Necessaire for me. And what I liked about this one, just judging by what it said online, was that it is a glycolic and lactic acid chemical peel, but it also has physical scrubs as well. And that's what I like about the Necessaire, a physical and a chemical exfoliant for my body. My body feels crusty because I ran out of the Necessaire about a month and a half ago, and I cannot wait to try this. It's a lot stronger than the Necessaire. This is 10% AHA, so I'm honestly excited to see if this gives me better results. And this one's $30, but they do have a mini for $12. Well, that is everything in my Sephora haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you purchased anything or if you just didn't want to participate in the sale. Honestly, I think it's kind of a slap in the face to consumers that they just had their VIB sale around Black Friday. You know, you could only get 20% off if you were Rouge, and now all of a sudden they launch a sale that's 20% off for everybody. so many people who are at the 10% or the 15% level just got screwed and spent money where they could have gotten a better discount just a few weeks later. That to me really annoys me as a consumer. I'm grateful to have a sale where there was 20% off for everyone, but I don't know, I just think it's kind of shitty of brands to do that. I get it, it's a good revenue driver, so from the brand perspective, it makes sense to me, but from the consumer perspective, it sucks. I mean, it's great that everybody can save money and everybody can get 20% off, but Sephora knows that the people who wanted a sale already purchased products during the Black Friday sale, and this would be a sale that would get people to spend more money. So that I'm not a big fan of, but I was grateful to pick up a bunch of this stuff. I spent more money than I wanted to, but I don't regret any of it. I really wanted all of it. I love all of it. And the only thing I'm considering returning is the Simihaze lipstick, just because I don't want to have to put actual glue in it to glue it back. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. So TBD on that one. And if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.